It's Jeremiah, and it is Sunday, January 29th, and wanted to give you an update on the garden as we're getting ready to prepare for our spring planting. And so I'm going to walk you through what's been going on here. Over at the west end of the garden, our herbs are still going great despite having survived through 2 freezes. Our mint plants are spreading, and I'll actually be able to cut some of those off and put them in planters because they're just taking up too much, or taking over the row. But all the other herbs that we have going here are going great. Our rosemary has taken on some of the scent of the spearmint that is growing next to, and also the curry, and it's made for a really neat tasting rosemary herb, especially when we're cooking with chicken and whatnot. Over here we have this row, which used to have potatoes and onions on it, now has carrot sprouts, which have finally started to take off here in the last couple of weeks. They've been going really slow. They're only about 1 inch tall for the better part of last month, and then these last couple of rains that we've had, coupled with this really good weather, has gotten them to shoot up, which is fun because, as you'll see later, I pulled up all of our carrots on the east end of the garden. Over here we have our Detroit red beets, which are still going strong and healthy, and I'm just going to leave these in the ground until the leaves fully wilt and fall off, so we can get nice big baseball sized red beets. They are really, really delicious, but they're still kind of small even with all the rain that we've been getting. Over here is the purple broccoli, which I'd say is about 2.5 feet tall, maybe 3 feet tall. It's producing a lot of flowers. A lot of leaves, and these small leaves are actually tender enough to eat with a salad. They're pretty tasty, and then these bigger ones, they get a little bit tougher the bigger they get, so you can blanch them in a saute pan, and they actually cook up rather nice. My dog loves to eat them, Napoleon, who is out here guarding the street for me. I'm hoping these things will start to flower here soon. I'm interested to see what purple broccoli florets look like, and they've been growing for quite a while. Moving on down the row to our trellis here, these are little snow peas. They're delicious, but they don't give off very much, and so we might get 1 or 2 peas a week. They've been growing considerably over the last couple of weeks with the good weather that we've been having. And then all through the middle here, you can see we have cilantro, which has also survived very well through the last 2 frosts, despite having killed the pepper plants that were in the middle or planted in between them. Onto this row with our microgreens, we have both herbs and lettuce varieties that are growing throughout here. I'm letting them go to seed now because I need to collect seed stock for this summer and for our next planting. Walking down the row, you can see here we've actually been cutting quite a bit of our lettuce. These are all rainbow Swiss chard, and this is baby bok choy, but we've been cutting that and having it with our salads over the last couple of weeks, and it's been really delicious. And then our little Japanese arugula is very short and stubby, and it's a kind of a spicy tasting lettuce, but it sure complements a salad really nice. Some of the work that's going on here, we've been taking a hoe to the middle of the rows and raking up all of the mulch that's on top of the soil. The garden's been doing what it's supposed to in terms of providing irrigation and flooding the rows, but it's flooded enough that it's actually caused the slope of the dirt to kind of tilt back towards the house again. So we're rechanneling the rows so the water flows down and collects here at the bottom. Of the row and flows over, and then just creating kind of these pockets of nutrient-rich soil and what have you. And at the same time, we'll be turning a lot of these weeds under, and they will contribute to the natural composting that's taking place inside the rows. Moving further east to this part of the garden, this row has been lying fallow. This row's got some little baby beets in it, and also I believe some radishes and or turnips are growing in there as well, and those will be ready here in about another month. These 2 rows are fallow, but they will be planted after the March 18th is the last frost. We'll be planting our melons and whatnot down on this end of the garden. Over here is our cut and grow lettuce row, and I wanted to show you guys something that I thought was pretty neat. This stuff has been wonderful in terms of production. You just water it and let it be, and it just keeps on growing. And you cut the plant down, you top it right here. A couple handfuls of it makes for a nice salad that will cover you for lunch or dinner. And so we come out here quite a bit and make our salads for our dinners. But what was really cool is I just dug up a number of these lettuce plants that were in the middle of the row. I guess we had dropped some seed. But to show you what an impact this mulch has had on enriching the soil, if you look here, these lettuce plants are not really growing in dirt. They're growing just in the kind of the brackish area where the mulch meets the dirt of the row, and it's very loose, but it's very nutrient rich, and that's why these have thrived. And it's been easy for me to dig these up and actually just put a whole bunch of them into a self-watering window box that I got from Walmart for like $6, and now we'll have just a whole little row of lettuce that will grow inside the house, and you just water it once a week and you get these kind of results. But this is amazing to see that our soil went from that black gumbo clay that's all over here in McKinney into this kind of nutrient rich organic compost that we have going here, and the results are exactly this: happy, healthy vegetables. So here's down at the end of the garden, or the east side of the garden. This row once was occupied with all of our carrots. I have pulled out several pounds of carrots over the last 2 weeks, and just to give you a little insight into what's going to happen, these 3 rows are actually going to be turned into a more visually appealing garden. So we're going to concentrate the vegetables from the mulberry tree to the front of the house, and then in this area it's going to be more roses and some other visually appealing flora that will be taking place here. So stay tuned, and happy gardening.